The GoPro Hero7 action camera is an excellent camera that shoots 4K video, is waterproof, really durable, can take a beating, unlike me, because I just hit my head on a hidden rock. Ow. Oh, and that was take 2 of that intro, so I'm not doing that again. Great camera, but one of the issues with it is that it doesn't, oh my eyes are starting to water, that it doesn't have fantastic audio quality. It's pretty good if it's not windy. If there's wind, you start to get rumble and you start to get bits of voice cut out. So the solution I've come up with, and there's a previous video where you can see me testing it, is to use this. This is a little foam windshield that goes over the top of the GoPro when it's in the frame housing. But that isn't actually the way to get the ultimate bestest audio quality off the GoPro. So if you do want really good quality, what most people suggest is something like this. This is the GoPro, an especially designed plastic housing which holds the official GoPro microphone adapter, which lets you use a third-party microphone, in this case the Rode VIDEOMICRO. Biggest problem I see with that setup is the fact that the microphone is huge. I mean, it's bigger than the whole setup itself, which wobbles around, which completely defeats the purpose of using a small camera. I mean, what is the actual point? However, Australian company Rode Microphones have just released, this is the Rode Wireless Go. Look at the size of this. This is a transmitter and receiver wireless microphone system. And even better than that, the transmitter has a microphone built into it, so you don't need anything else. You just clip that onto your person. The receiver then clips into any hot shoe, and then you use the cable to plug it in to your microphone slot, and look at the size of that. That is so small. Let me see, I could fit this in my pocket. The whole thing goes in my hoodie pocket. Also in the pouch with it you get a couple of little furry windshield things that you can clip on. Wireless transmitter, microphone and receiver. I mean, how ridiculous is that? And for using it, This is how you set this up. This is how you set it up. What you do is you press and hold for 3 seconds, and then you press and hold for 3 seconds, and that's it. That's it set up. As long as these 2 blue lights are on, that's it all connected. That's everything good. The transmitter itself, there is a little jack connection, so if you don't want this to be visible, you can use a separate lav mic with it and have it coming up and just have this on a build. But look at the size of it. Let's see what it's like on the GoPro. Let's test it against naked GoPro, GoPro with foam windshield, GoPro with the Rode VIDEOMIC Pro, and then I'll hook up and I'll test the Rode Wireless Go. And we'll see what the difference is. And just before you do that, let me show you my testing environment, which is the top of Slemish Mountain in Northern Ireland. So I'm going to bring everything up to here, up to the top, where it's a bit windier, and then I'll do the test. Naked GoPro, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just jog over that way a bit to try and generate a little bit of wind. That's due to the wind moving over me. That's not because I've had any kind of accident. Bit more wind in my face, so you're maybe hearing a bit of wind noise. Okay, and this time I've got the foam windshield on, running back now up the top, facing into the wind, so the wind's going over me, so this is going to be it at its windiest. This should actually be the best audio quality because the shotgun mic is pointing straight at my face, so it should actually give the overall better quality. But of course this microphone is massive, makes the setup huge, so it's not really what I'm interested in. So let's now test it with the Wireless Go. And this is with the Rode Wireless Go, and yes, this is a different day. I forgot to check the connection was secure on the GoPro on the top of Slemish, so it failed. So this is me redoing it, but same conditions. I'm up high, there's a breeze exactly the same as it was on top of the mountain. I'll take the little windshield off now so you can hear what it's like without it. That's the difference without the windshield. Should still be pretty good, but you're probably getting a bit more wind noise now. I have it on the outside, but what you can do is you can take it off and you can tuck it down the inside like that, which might give it a little bit more wind protection without this. But again, I'll just put this on. I'm just going to keep talking so you can hear what the sound quality is like. Stick this back on. This of course is a wireless microphone which has a reported range of 70 meters at line of sight. How far is 70 meters? I don't know. I'm just going to go in that direction and see how far I get before it cuts out. So, one thing I'm finding to do here, it actually cut out there. Little bit of a confession. I messed up that range test on Slamish. What I didn't realize was that when it says line of sight, what it meant was you need to be facing the camera. So once you get to about 10 meters or so, once you turn your back, it cuts out. I didn't realize that, and also I think that combined with the terrain at the top of Slamish going like that, I thought that it stopped working at 10-15 meters. So I don't want to be misleading, so I scrapped that test. So I decided to go out and shoot a new test, and I had a slightly different idea this time. My wife Louise was recently singing as part of a choir in a big classical concert thing where they were covering pop songs, including Bohemian Rhapsody. So I thought, let's drag Louise out, make her sing a part from Bohemian Rhapsody at different distances, so 10, 20, 30, 40 meters off into the distance on a nice open clear road in the countryside where we can do a much better test and test the range. So here's that test. Over here I've got the Panasonic GH5 with the road on top of it. Okay, where are you going?
So you think you can love me and leave me so you made me laugh now. Doing well there. Okay. So you think you can stone me and spit in my eye. So you think you can love me and leave me to die. Oh baby, can't do this to me baby. Just gotta get out, just gotta get right out of here. Here I am at 80. I see a little silhouette of a man. Scaramouche, Scaramouche, will you do the fandango?
Thunderbolts of lightning.
The very frightening me.
Galileo,
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 Galileo Figaro. Oh, stay there. Okay, so she's past 90 at this point, and let's see if it reconnects. Okay, 100 meters. Okay, that's the limit. So 100 meters, getting absolutely nothing at this point. But that's pretty impressive. That pushed out to 80 and it was still a solid connection. You know, when she turned sort of left to right, it cut out a little bit, but pretty impressive. Okay, you can come back. Last test I'm going to do is the, I don't know, I'll call it the room test, the occlusion test, because if I'm doing like a documentary style video, and I'm following someone around a room and I want them to chat the entire time. So this is a test to see will this system work at close range even when it's not line of sight. So when someone turns their back, I can see that it's still connected. And I know that if I was at more like 10 meters and I did that, it would probably cut out. So I'm gonna walk around this room, talk while I go, and we'll see at what point, if any, the microphone cuts out. I'm gonna go behind this cupboard here. Right. Oh, I can say hello. Yeah, it's still connected. I'm gonna sit down now. There's a computer here, there's an iMac here, it's quite a lot of metal. So when I sit down, that's now between us. Okay, that's me out of the room, door closed. I'm about 2 meters outside. I walk down, I'm about 3 meters away. There's now quite a lot of brick walls between me and the microphone. I'm just gonna walk into the next. So the audio cut out pretty quickly after I left the room. I managed to get out of the room, close the door and get nearly into the next room. So there was like some solid walls between me and the mic when it cut out, but I don't care about that. What I'm really happy about is that it did really, really well in the room test. Just before I conclude, I've got one final little thing to note, and that is that the quality of the audio does change depending on the placement. So I have this mounted here. This audio quality is very different than if I bring it up and point it directly at my mouth. You will hear a clear difference in the position between here and when it's down here. It sounds a lot better when it's up here. And that's going to be true really for any microphone, but it is interesting because where I get a crossbow bolt and clip it on, and then I can use it as a little handy microphone. I might actually come up with something else that works for this. So that's interesting. It gives you a handheld microphone as well. Right, so overall conclusion, and I'm going to look at the cons and then I'm going to look at the pros. And I'm going to do this as quickly as possible because there's loads to go through. Cons, the LCD screen is hard to see in sunlight, as are the LEDs on the transmitter. The LCD also goes to sleep and you have to push the on button to get it to come back. The first few times this happened, I thought there was a problem with it and it switched itself off. Just something to be aware of. The Fury just kind of pushes onto place so it can come loose. It works really well, but it's just not the strongest connection. It's a fixed battery, you can't take it out, you can't replace it. Now, and it lasts for 7 hours, which if you're on an all-day commercial shoot, might not be long enough because these microphones tend to get switched on at the start of the day and not turned off until the end. Now, the pros. This is what excites me because overall I'm massively impressed with this system. It is just so simple to use and really well designed. The clips on these are perfectly designed to slide into a hot shoot as well as gripping onto anything. I mean, this is really secure. You just switch them on, automatically connect. If they disconnect, they reconnect. There's no worrying about channels, just switch them on and go. They're absolutely tiny and really, really light. They come in this little pouch, both fit in here. This weighs less than my phone, probably less than half the weight. Massively impressed with how much tech they managed to get fitted in this system that size. The audio quality, as you can hear, is great. Very, very happy with that. It's not as good as maybe a shotgun mic, but that's to be expected because it's a different type of microphone. It's directional versus omnidirectional, but it's very good quality. The battery life is great. Now, I know previously I said it might not be good enough for a commercial shoot, but I think for where this is aimed at, which is sort of YouTubers and vloggers, 7 hours of battery life is more than enough for 99.9% of shoots. Plus, I can charge it on the go with USB-C by plugging it into a battery pack. The range, I managed to push this to 70, 80, nearly 90 meters, but do test it yourself. The built-in microphone is, again, a genius idea, but if you want, it's got the option, you can plug in a lav mic and you can clip this on the build. They also survive a 1 meter drop test, as when I was asking Louise to take it off, she dropped it on the ground.
Unclip it and hold it in your hand in front of you.
She just dropped it in the ground. So it dented it, but it's absolutely fine. One final benefit that I see is that it removes the obvious vlogger is obvious look. It allows you to be a lot more discreet if you're doing, if you are actually vlogging, because it doesn't look like a microphone is on the camera. So that might be another advantage for you as well. So yeah, overall, in case you can't tell, hugely impressed, highly recommend it. And if you like this video, please hit like, please subscribe, comment, let me know what you think of this microphone. Are you going to buy it? Let me know. And I will be using this on a few more videos. I'm going to a market this week and I'm going to use this to vlog at the market. So that video will come out maybe next week and you'll get to see what it's like in a noisy, crowded environment. So I will see you in that video, and that is pretty much me for now. So I just nearly ripped there. So bye-bye. Oh! Hello. Whoa.